just like your mind. Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall.
Alright, I needed something a little bit less depressing there. I had to switch it up. How's everybody doing? Can we hear the audio okay? Are we good? We making it happen? Windows Update likes to... I don't know what it does, but all of my USB devices reset. And I have to manually select each one every time. So yay Windows. Go Microsoft. Happy with it. How's everybody doing tonight? Simon, what's up, dude? Space Face, Refraction, 775, Jason, Marksman, Danilo, Chad, what's up, dude? Hypno, Alpha, Flopcoat. How's everybody doing? So we missed last week's stream. I was still in Miami, so I couldn't stream. It's been 2 weeks. I've been hanging out. I've been out of the country, having fun, doing all kinds of stuff, taking a much needed break because, oh my god, man, I was out of it. Nicole, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. If you don't like Windows, you should delete my computer. Yeah, I should delete my computer. I should, but I don't. Because I like making video games. Alright. I deactivated Windows updates, and then Windows was doing its updates, of course. I had no idea until the computer restarted. They don't care if you deactivate them. They're going to do them anyway. I just don't get, like, the last Windows update, not this one, but the one before that, changed the drive letter of my C and D drives. That doesn't sound like a big deal, but it completely changed my boot operating system. So I booted to the wrong drive. Once I figured that out, all of any kind of cache was gone. Like all of my stored passwords, all of my history, all of my bookmarks, little things like all of the stuff in OBS, all my scenes, all of the little like stuff I had on the sidebar here, all of that was gone. Like, that was just a mess. Tim, have you ever trademarked or copyrighted any of your games? Do you know much about it? I've trademarked or copyrighted things before. Trademarked, basically. And I've started LLCs, which is... that kind of gives you the name for a corporation. None of my games, though. No, I have not. So, real quick, before we start, we're going to do a Philophobia Dev stream today. Unfortunately, it has been 6 weeks since I've touched this project. That makes me very sad inside. Makes me die a little bit when I look at that. That should never happen to anybody's project, but it happened to mine. And I want to serve it as an example to everybody here that if you burn yourself out, this is what happens. 6/1/2018, 6:59 p.m. So take care of yourself. Take vacations, take breaks, because if stuff like this is gonna happen, man, you just gotta roll with it. You gotta get back to it. There's a DINE registration service that is cheaper than trademarking. Yeah, there's a lot of really easy ways to do stuff these days. If you go to like LegalZoom or something like that, they make the process really easy. Will, what's up? Welcome to the stream, dude. Let me silence this. Real quick before we start, Simon, since you're here, I am going to be speaking at a conference on 24th through 27th of July. This is called the Business of Indie Games. If you haven't heard of this, you should, because there are a lot of good speakers. Lots of people you might recognize. Lots of interesting people. Amir Rao, I spoke next to him at Game Dev Biz Conference. He's fantastic. He's the co-founder of Supergiant Games, which did Bastion, Pyre, all that stuff. A lot of different people here. There's even more than this. This is just the headliners. Thomas Brush made Pinstripe. A lot of interesting people. A lot of people that I recognize from YouTube and stuff. There's a big lineup. Lots of stuff here. Simon is going to be a speaker as well. He's in the chat. Simon, baby. Everybody say hi. I'm here in the last spot. I get to bring up the rear. Make sure everybody's doing well. Added Xbox ID today. Sweet. That's going to be a great talk. Anyway, this conference is completely free. So I recommend that you check it out. If you want to support the conference, there is the All Access Pass where you can have complete access to different things. But if you don't want to pay, you don't have to. And there are tons of talks and stuff that you can access like at specific times, ready to go. So there's the link. I'll put you near the top. You don't gotta do that, dude. I'm fine being I don't care. I don't care. That was just a joke. No, but this is a really cool conference. I got to hang out with Simon a couple months ago to like hang and talk and film all this stuff. So it's really awesome. I really like what they're doing. This is similar to Pro Indie Dev, except there's a lot of speakers here. And one of the big differences between this and Pro Indie Dev is the names here aren't like the super like crazy names that you might recognize from documentaries and stuff, but there's a lot of very, very knowledgeable people here. A lot of people that know their stuff. Like Amir Rao, he knows his shit, man. They had, I think their last 3 games have hit over 1 million units each. Like that's hard to do, like consistently, especially with different titles. A lot of these people know their stuff, so I recommend that you check it out. Asking to be a mod is kind of a reason why you shouldn't be a mod. Yeah, I don't. That's not a request that I take. I don't add mods by request. So real quick, again, if you guys want to join, here's the link again, just in case. For anybody that might be on mobile or can't click links for whatever reason, it's businessofindygames.com. So, and that's next week, right? Or no, it's in 4 days. Shit. It's next Tuesday. So, Jake Burkett has a fantastic GDC talk on YouTube about surviving without a hit. Yes, he does. That's one of the better talks out there. And he's a speaker here as well. I wish it said the titles of what they're talking about, because that would be really cool. But yeah, the great stuff. It's online. It's ready to go, and you can just click this button and get your name and email on there. Okay, so now that I pitched you on a conference, let's get to making video games. Was it actually being serious about the mod thing? It's all good, dude. Feisty Otters is a little feisty, so if you say something, she'll call you out. She does that to me a lot, so I get plenty of feedback from her. Thank you, Nicole. All right. That's good feedback. No problem, Simon. It's something I noticed randomly. Want to absorb Tim's gaming knowledge? Luckily for you, there are 450 videos on YouTube. 450. Let me just since we're pitching stuff, you guys are probably already on my channel already if you're watching this. But let me just say, oh, it doesn't show the video count. If we search my name, it does, I think. Let me see. 456 videos of my knowledge on the internet. So you can absorb all you want. It's all there. We just did like a streamception because I'm on a stream showing a stream that has a stream with my face in it. If we wait long enough, this thumbnail will turn to me showing the stream of me showing the stream. And that'll be cool. But shit. This is dangerous. Oh, this always makes me apprehensive. Sure. Sure, we'll download the update. We'll download the update. Don't do it. I know, right? It's gonna fuck everything up. It always does, and you guys get to watch live. So yay for us. It just adds more drama, so we can make a reality show here. It always backfires. Fucking updates. Good times. Taking a test. I don't know how I'll be on here hanging out. Well, thank you for hanging out. I hope you do good on your test. That's priority, not my stream. You know what's better than cars and money? Knowledge. Hey, here in my garage. God damn it. Every fucking time. I don't know why I trust the shit when it just, I know it's gonna happen. Like, I call it out. I'm like, hey, there's an update. It always breaks everything. I'm gonna update anyway. Like, fuck. So now we gotta figure out how to run this. Okay, let's try it again. Construct. Okay, so now it works. Let's view release notes. I want to see real quick. Because, yeah, as far as I know, they stopped updating it. Xbox Live achievements? Sweet. That was the C2 update. The Windows 10 update fucked up everything else. You should port Philophobia to the TI-84. Oh, calculator game. That would be fun. You know what? Okay, let me say this about Ty Lopez. If I got Ty Lopez on a stream, I actually would not make fun of him. I make jokes, but I would actually want to learn from the guy. You know what? Because you could say this. As much as, like, it's fun to, like, laugh about his stuff, that ad, man, made him millions of dollars, okay? And for whatever reason, he knows his marketing stuff. He knows how to make stuff that gets people to listen. So, Ty got that knowledge, exactly. You know, it's fun to just write people off and say, oh, they're, you know, and just laugh about it, but everybody has something to teach you. So if Ty jumped on right now, I would learn from the guy. Yeah, it's obnoxious and it's annoying, the car thing, and he always has random ads with basketball people playing a bunch of chicks and stuff, but you know what? He knows what he's doing. So what's going on here? Okay, we're loading up. Let me move this over a little bit because there. If I saw the wrong moment of Gary Vee talk, I may hate him, but I love the guy. Yeah, Gary Vee. You know, Gary Vee is Ty Lopez in a different form. It's just different things look good to different people. Thanks for the videos. I'm back out into game dev after full burnout of 5 years. You somehow made me believe in myself as a developer again. Thank you, man. Guest, thank you for that. I'm glad I could help you. I'm glad I could help light a fire under your ass, get you back into game dev. You have to show your back so we can say your back is on YouTube. No, no one's ever seen my back, and we're going to keep it like that because you don't know what's behind there. Religion is my new religion. The religion's going to be gone. The religion's going to be gone from Sanctuary, which the name's changing too, by the way. you have a release date for Philophobia? Yes. Valentine's Day. Actually, it's February 10th. February 10th, 2019. Do you even have a back? No, I'm hollow. You guys can only see the front though, so you can't tell I'm hollow. How's your vacation? Got any stories? Yeah, I do got some stories. I saw some Mayan ruins. Went to Mexico. I got in a canoe that we almost tipped over. Because I learned some lessons about the importance of teamwork with your significant other. And it turns out when Nicole and I get in a canoe, it's less, working together and more screaming at each other because we're scared we're going to die. So that's fun. We ate some Mayan food with traditional Mayans. That was interesting. We got to learn a lot about their culture and stuff. I learned that the smaller the boat, the more seasick you feel. That was fun. Alright, so our objective for tonight. It has been so long since I opened this project. God damn it. Don't ever do this to yourself, people. I think the stream where I did this was the last time I opened this up. Really, that would actually make sense. Smaller the boat? Yeah, I know. I didn't actually think that was accurate though, because like we got in this big ass cruise ship, and I figured that like it had more mass, right? So it would like tilt more, and especially we were on like the 8th deck or something. So I figured like the higher you were, the more it would tilt. But I didn't even feel the ship moving on the cruise ship. But then we got on this little ferry thing because we landed at this island and we had to go across the Yucatan Peninsula to. That's where the Mayan ruins were. And that boat was like tiny, and oh my god, that was crazy. That was, and that was a 45-minute ride, and I felt sick. Tim, I don't know if I told you this, but your game gave me some advice in a YouTube comment about Game Jam. A couple days later, you played the game on stream. I actually got 3rd place in Game Jam. Congrats, Hypno. Congrats, dude. That's hard to do. Cruise ships are weird as hell, still blows my mind. Yo, it blew my mind. I told Nicole, I was like, you've been on these before. That thing is a motherfucking floating Vegas hotel in the middle of the ocean. Holy shit. Like, they had restaurants there, they had a mall in there, they had mini golf, they had like 5 pools. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I grew up poor. I was not prepared for that. Like, I was just like, what? This is too much. There was a casino in it. There was an arcade in it. Like, there was, like, so many dining rooms. And there's, like, 15 restaurants in there. And all the food is completely free with your card. Like, they give you a card that has your room number on it. And as long as you have that, like, you can go in any restaurant anywhere. I was like, that blew my mind. I was just like, whoa. Whoa. And every night, dude, the best part, my favorite part. Mayan ruins were great, obviously. Nicole's great, obviously. I gotta throw that out there. But my favorite part. C's M, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Sism 901. My favorite part is every night I would go up to the 11th deck. Which was like the topmost point that you can go on the entire boat. And I would sit there at like 10, 11, 12, 2 a.m., something like that. And I would lay on this deck chair and just stare up at the sky. And like the stars in the middle of the ocean, man, are so amazing. They're so amazing. Like it was insane. Just staring at this, because like in the city or with all the light pollution and stuff, you don't ever see the stars, right? You see things here and there. And then we saw a UFO, which was fun. And then Hypno, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Why are you not following me, man? What's up with that? And then we saw this thing that looked like a UFO, but it was like this orange disc. And I thought it was a UFO until I got back and someone on Reddit posted a picture and said it was Mars. And it was super bright in the sky and it was crazy. And to see it with my own eyes was like, and we didn't know what it was. We thought, like, I was saying it was a UFO, but I was joking. But it was like this orange dot that like came up 30 degrees on the horizon. It didn't go all the way up by the stars, but it like came up. It was weird. Yeah, but we actually did see a UFO. It was circling around and doing crazy shit. So Nicole will say it's a bird, but she'd be lying. It's definitely not a bird. No, it was not a bird. I told you, it was not a bird. It was not a motherfucking bird, okay? Birds don't emit light in the middle of the ocean. I just noticed we've been sitting here for 10 minutes and it still hasn't started a preview. So yay for updates. That's not good. Who followed me? Vox and Refraction, thank you for the follow. Refraction, did you just unfollow me to follow me? Is that what you did? So I think we broke it again because it's been chilling. Oops, didn't mean to show that conversation. It literally had wings and you see it flapping. No, it did not. It was flying in circles. That was a motherfucking UFO, okay? Don't ruin my fucking story. Okay, I'm gonna close this down because this is broken. I'm gonna unfollow you real quick. I don't think that works with subscriptions. I know it works on Twitch though. Unfollow to refollow. Let's try this one more time. There's a giant lightning bug. Guys, birds do not... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we did all this where you actually get the heart. And then we just got to do the next level where you use the heart. This is going to be one of the harder things to do because... Oh, it's not showing the heart either. Fuck. So we got to do that. Did it show I followed again? No, I think it only works once a day, Hypno. Birds do emit light if they are with. Usually some light blue kind of color. I disagree. I don't think birdies have little headlamps on their head. Nicole's just mad that we saw a UFO and Ancient Aliens is confirmed. And I saw 6 seasons of that. I believed everything and Nicole disagrees. But I think they're Ancient Aliens. Went to Mayan ruins, okay? We had to see something on the way there. Like, who built the structures? Who built the pyramid of Chichen Itza? Was it Mayans? Or was it aliens? Please bring the ancient alien meme guy on stream for Epic Memes. I would love to interview him so much. So much. So much. Okay, what level is this Heartbreak? Excuse me, guys. Alright, so this is the level we're working on today. When is this game going to be finished, when you think? I hate that question so much. Bumper Nickel, I appreciate you asking it, but I hate that question so much. I'm going to try and get it done by the launch date of February 10th. Which means technically the game needs to be done January, mid-January. Because they need to spend the whole month marketing. Don't you think your game would be significantly more exciting if you have to kill some monsters with a ninja tools or something? A bit of killing, never kill anybody. This game has no combat, and that is very intentional. No, I don't think it would be more exciting. I think it would be more bland. Falafel, thank you for the follow. Guess, thank you for the subscription. Why would aliens build random rock structures on Earth anyway? You need to watch Ancient Aliens, okay? The pyramids are generators that sent power in microwaves up to the Orion's belt, which shot out and actually fueled their starships, okay? They weren't just random rock structures. Gotta think about it. Your videos have really been helping me finish it. Sweet. How did you learn to code? There's a video on YouTube called How I Learned to Make Games. You should watch that. You should watch it. Alright, so real quick, in the game loop, what we're going to do is... Holy shit, I have not touched this in forever. So... That's fun. Actually, let me get rid of that. If... Player... has Hart is there a Alright, so actually if has Hart is true, player compare Boolean, has Hart. If he has Hart is true, then we're gonna spawn a broken heart. Player Hart. On what layer is it on? What layer is he on? Player? On layer player. People don't learn to code, you need to be born with the ability. I got 2 questions wrong on my test, it's all your fault. Why is it my fault? Because we saw a UFO and you thought it was a bird? It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a UFO. I actually just started working on my game too, sometimes I don't feel like it, but your videos have really helped a lot. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you're working through it. I'm trying to work through it too. We're on this together. Hi Tim, thanks for all your awesome knowledge you share with us. It really helped a lot making my game. Aliana, you're very welcome. Thank you for being a part of the community. The game is called Grompula and it's a top-down wave survival. My biggest question is what should I price it at? Watch your videos on it, I'm still not sure. You watch my video on pricing? I have a video called 3 Rules of Pricing Your Indie Game. You should watch that. Alright, so we're going to spawn the player Hart basically if Hart's enabled. So let me try this. Let me see. So without the Hart, so the Hart is set to false right now. So he's normal, he doesn't have a Hart. And then if we set this to true, Sequilator, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Then he has the Hart. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So every level after that, we have to set has Hart to true, which is going to be a lot of fucking work, but whatever. Actually, not really. Not all that much. Alright, Alright, so let me just do that real quick while we're here. Player has Hart true. Oh, it's already set to true. Has Hart true. Has Hart true. Has Hart true? Has Hart true? Has Hart true? What about the ones behind there? Has Hart false? Okay, so I already did this. Alright, that's good to know. So all we gotta do is work on our little level here. It's weird when Tim stream ends. It feels like one of my favorite TV shows just ended. Thank you, dude. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you, Space Face. I appreciate that. I don't know why. I do boring shit most of the time, but I appreciate it. Glad to see Philophobia is back in development. Me too, man. Dude just dropped by to say I love your videos, and you gave me a nice boost of inspiration. I'm super happy you have gone back to the videos. I wish you luck on the console game. Danny, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm happy with the daily videos too. Yeah, in case you guys haven't heard, I did go back to daily videos. So I'm doing every weekday now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm taking the weekends off. I'm gonna not edit my videos, but as Chad, if you're still here, brought up to me, he said that it's a difference between polish and quality. That you can still maintain the quality by removing some of the polish. I thought that was a good way to put it. Because that's what I'm kind of trying to do. The polish takes me a long time. So, like, all the editing and all the fancy stuff, that takes way longer than the videos do. So, if I can go back to that and do what I'm good at and hopefully, you know, hire an editor when we get to that point, let's do it. You gotta stick to what you're good at sometimes. Okay, so here, the objective of this level, just so you guys know. So, Heartbreak, actually, someone asked me to explain the game real quick. Let me do that real quick. For everybody that's new and doesn't know what the game is about, even though this is like the most requested thing on the stream, to be honest, everyone until Philophobia streams back. Let me do... I forget which... I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me stop this and see if I can show you guys this real quick. This is the intro to the let me actually roses are red, violets are blue. This is a tale of young Stuart and his muse. Like a match made in heaven, love was just the start. So Stuart took a risk and offered her his heart. But the girl wasn't kind and pulled until it tore. When she chose another path, still looking for more. His greatest fear had faced him, and to the floor he fell. His love for her was pure, how could she not love him as well? And as the hurt turned to pain, with his heart and its crack, Stuart chose to feel nothing and turned the world black. Yeah, so that's the intro. Audio jungle, as you can tell, it's temporary music. The voiceover needs to be redone and stuff, but that's the official. That's what I'm going with. Intro reminds me of Binding of Isaac. It's similar to Binding. Actually, Binding of Isaac was one of the inspirations for this game, to be honest. Binding of Isaac taught me that it was okay to talk about religious stuff and fucking stuff that just, you know, was a little bit personal. And I never had seen that done in a game before. So this game is called Philophobia, the Fear of Love, and it is about basically what you Dude kills himself after a breakup, and he's in hell. Read my previous message is important. What was your previous message? My parents wanted me to put your stream on the TV, so now my parents are watching. Say hi. Oh, that's fun. Hi, Nicole's parents. That's a sick intro, dude. I love that you did your own voice for placeholder. I think I'll do the same. Currently building my tutorial level for my game. Danny, that's a really good idea because I tweak. I'm like an iterator. That's like what I do all the time. I iterate all the time, and I hate it when I have to iterate on someone else's work because like it makes me feel bad that I'm making them work extra and do it over and over and over, especially as if it's not their fault. Like if I have an extra idea and I say like, oh, well, what if you did this? And like, you know, then they got to redo it just because I had a new idea, not because they did anything wrong. I like to do everything myself, like the voiceover and all that stuff. And then if I'm going to hire somebody else to do it, it makes sense to have it done exactly the way that I want it done so that I can show people. Same thing with the music. Like the music is placeholder. I think I'm actually going to hire a musician to do the music for the game. And one of the reasons why I picked that track in Audio Jungle is because I could say this is exactly what I want, right? Sounds exactly like what I want it to. So I don't have to like hope or cross my fingers that someone can give me something that I want. Yeah, so it just makes sense to me to do it that way. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So just to reiterate, so we have this level, this first level here. I don't know why it keeps pulling up on the third monitor. So we have this level. This is the level where you find your heart. There's no sound effects here yet, but the heart comes in, and you grab. This is your broken heart from the cutscene as well. And it needs to be more epic, right? Obviously, like it's kind of underwhelming to just go pick it up. So it needs to like do some kind of animation and stuff. But that's all polished stuff that we're gonna add later. This is right after you find the heart, and you go to this level, and you actually have this ability now. You can take this heart. I actually got to put it behind him, and you can use it as a shield, right? So this is where we need to show the mechanic of using the heart as a shield. That's the whole objective of this level. So that's what we're gonna kind of build out today. What do you expect your expense per track to be, and how many tracks do you think you'll need? I've been thinking of this myself. I have no experience with it. So I don't have a ton of experience working with musicians specifically. I don't really know what it is. I kind of estimate it in my head, but it's just a bullshit estimate. So I'm not the best person to ask about that. But for this game, I probably need 8 tracks. And I want, actually, let me say 10 tracks, because I want one to be like the intro song, 4 tracks for the 4 different types of levels, the anger, denial, all that stuff, and then 4 boss tracks for each one of the bosses, and then an outro song as well. What is this? Why are the emoticons showing up as images? It's weird. Buddy Dev, what up, dude? Always best to buy out tracks rather than pay a royalty. Yeah, that's definitely my plan. I'm gonna do some work for hire, because I want to sell the soundtrack as well. So I'm gonna need exclusive rights to be able to do that. I mean, I could work out a royalty deal, but it's weird, like, because I have a lot of reach, right? Like I have a lot of subscribers and stuff, and so I actually get offers from people all the time to do music and stuff just because they want to be a part of the project, because it gets exposure. But I always feel bad about that, and to be honest, like I don't really want to hire somebody that contacts me. I want to hire somebody that I've seen their work and I really like what they're doing. Prices vary from artist to artist. Yeah, they sure do. All right, so the main thing that the shield works on really well is this little cannon dude. Oops, I did not mean to pull him out of there. And this is on map above. So this cannon dude, let's do map above. That was my mistake. I'm actually gonna put, this is gonna be a higher level. I'm gonna start him up here. And I'm gonna do something like this. And some kind of thing there. But then I want him to see what's going on. So something like this. So that like the player can actually see what's going down. And then, because he's gonna have to like jump into it, obviously, right? I was gonna contact you about video editing later, but not anymore. It's all good, dude. It's nothing personal against anybody. It's just my preferred way to kind of work. Yeah, it's just something that I do. Should make a level as Giant Broken Heart if you haven't already. I have, actually. Using the heart as a shield. When I read it in the stream description, I thought it was staff on self-growth, but it's a gameplay feature. Yeah, it's both, actually. It's a metaphor. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden metaphors in this game. Like, you're in hell. Love is hell. The enemies are hearts. You're using your broken heart to shield yourself from, the onslaught of love, basically. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. So we have to make a level where essentially you have no choice but to use the heart. And I'm thinking something like this, where you have to go down this path, but like there's no way to actually get there. Buddy Dev, are you Kai Buddy in the Sanctuary Discord? Is that you? You join the GDU Discord, which is, the link is down in the description, and from there you go into announcements, and on weeks that we're doing a Feedback Friday, I'll post a link usually on Thursday or early Friday. Pretty late, but I'm going to put the stream next to the side and start working to it. Good luck to him. Well, Kelly, that's a good idea. A lot of people work with me. We do that a lot. So, sounds cool to me. If anybody else wants to do the same, feel free. Let's work together. Let's be productive. My brother and I used to do this thing on Skype, which always helped me. We would Skype each other, and then we would just like work and just get stuff done. And we did that a few times. It was always super productive. Even though we weren't talking to each other, we would just kind of like just work together but separately. And that's kind of what Twitch streams can be sometimes. What game dev or person in general do you admire the most? For me, it's probably Hideo Kojima. The most is hard. I can tell you somebody I really do admire though. Chris DeLeon, Game Keto. He's a really cool dude. He really cares about what he's doing. He puts in a lot of work to help people, and I really like his approach to game development. The Game Keto group is amazing. It's basically, you join it, it's $59 a month, and you make games together in teams constantly. It's like a school game dev club, except it's out of school, and I think it helps a lot of people. All right, so let's try this out. Actually, let me change this. Let me actually bring the player Hart. Chaite, what's up? I can't pronounce that name, but I appreciate you subscribing. Thanks me Stab Alarash, thank you for the follow. What was that thing called? Gamketo? Set Z order. Move to bottom. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. Do you go to game dev events like GDC and such? You know what? I've been to GDC. I've been to Indiecade. The last year or two of my life, I haven't really been to events. And it's something I need to do more because I actually want to go to events. I want to speak at events and stuff too. I want to do more panels and stuff as well. But I don't know. I've been, for the last like really 18 months, 2 years, something like that, I've completely isolated myself, which kind of led to the burnout thing. Just working on the channel, just every day, YouTube video games every single day. And that was probably not healthy to do. But it's what I did. And, you know, as unhealthy as it may have been, led me to you lovely people. I now have a beautiful community that I love, so it's worked out. Alright, so let's try this out. You probably already thought of this, it's too cliche, but is Cupid a boss? No, Cupid is not a boss. So this game is based on the 5 stages of grief, and the bosses are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and so on and so forth. So the way you got to do this is, actually we should reverse this. We should reverse this because people going backwards is always unintuitive at first. So okay. It's a really cool idea. Well, thank you. So we're going to force you to kind of go in this. Actually, we should just block it off so you don't think you can get up there. Okay, so again, the objective with this is let's do this to make sure that you can kind of, actually that's going to be, actually I should make him cross this whole way. For this game, what would you consider your minimum viable product? The MVP for this was a long time ago. There was actually a beta build that I released of just cubes. It was cubes and the shadow mechanic. That's all it was. Cubes, hearts, and shadow mechanic. That was like the super watered down prototype. The MVP as far as like what is releasable or showable as a demo is going to be this whole first stage being done, the whole denial area. There's something called Gym Jam. Yeah, it was a game jam that we did. We're going to do some more soon. I'm excited doing some jams. Okay, so kind of we're gonna, I don't know, get rid of this a little bit and then kind of bring it down. Basically, make it to where you have to walk. Actually, so you can kind of get a perspective from this side. And then let's bring this back a little bit. Gym Jam was awesome. When is the new Gym Jam going to be? It's going to be soon. It's going to be the next month or so. This game about microtransactions, skins you'll have to buy. Yes, and loot boxes. All the loot boxes. You know what I'm thinking of doing for the next Gym Jam? Stream is good stuff. I'll listen to you while I develop my own game. Well, Will, congrats. I'm glad you're getting stuff done. I'm thinking about, and I know this isn't going to be super popular. I know this isn't going to be super popular, but I was thinking about a team jam. Where is Ludum Dare 21 days out? Are you fucking kidding me? Is it already? Jason, are you serious? Has it been that long? Fuck. Is it? Oh my god. So maybe it's not this month then. Because I don't want to do that again. Maybe we'll do Ludum Dare. Maybe we'll do Ludum Dare first. And then we'll do Mark Brown's Jam. And then we'll do Gym Jam. When's Mark Brown's Jam? Isn't it the end of August? Do I joke about stuff like that? I don't know. Now you got me thinking you might be joking. Let me... Hold on. Ludum Dare. God damn it. Why do I always do this? Oh, you fucking... 21 days out. Alright, well... Ironically, this was like the exact time that we ran the last jam. It was like 2 weeks away. Or... So... Yeah, but I was thinking like a team jam. August 10th through 13th. And when is... Ludum Dare is... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, so maybe we'll wait till after that. Because that's 2 jams in a month. Is Ludum Dare also over the net? Yes, it is. So maybe we'll... Okay, so maybe we'll hold off on that. So maybe we'll hold off on the next Gym Jam. But I was thinking about a team jam because... One, I tend to be a lone wolf and I never work in teams. And... working with Gary for the music last time... was actually a hell of an experience, and it changed the whole game, right? When he added that heavy metal music in, the whole GNOME game just kind of took a new life on. So, yeah, I'm thinking about Team Jam, where like you have to have a minimum of 2 people to join, and we could set up, ahead of time we could set up places where you could join team, and you know, whatever that website is called, where you can join a team. I think it would be a good experience for a lot of people. I think a lot of new people might gain some experience from it. How many members would you have? Probably minimum of 2. You could work with another person. Would it be your whole community? Yeah, probably. Most people in the community join the gym jams and stuff. So while the introverts might hate me and be terrified of it, I think it'll be good for people, for self-growth and for team skills and for the quality of games. I think anytime you add a second person, you triple the quality of your game, most of the time. So, what are other people? That's really hard to explain. I'm introverted. I think it's a good idea. Sweet. I'll blame you when people hate it. I'll say Elitist Games said it was good, so... Just, you know, talk to them. Okay, so we have to make it to where you can't jump over it. So we gotta... do something like that. Gosh, that'd be difficult for me since I use Uncommon Engine and an Uncommon Language. I have to figure out another engine, probably different language. Well, G-Man, you don't necessarily have to. like one of the things that I would do, nobody uses Construct that I know, like very few people. But if I were to join a team, I would take care of all the programming. Someone else would do the art, someone else would do the music. So like I can use whatever the hell engine I want, but you know, multiple programmers makes it difficult in a GM anyway. Like it's better to have one specialized person. Gotta go for now. Glad I could finally catch some of the stream. See you later, Chad. Have a good night, man. Thanks again for that message. I appreciate it. Maybe like an artist would want to work with you. Yeah. I mean, if it's mandatory team jam, you know, you're gonna have to find one anyway. So I'm sure there are gonna be some looking for it. Okay, so this whole top part is kind of boring. And that's a... okay. You could die really easy there. So instead of that, what we're going to do is... do it where you jump down to a safe spot. Like that. Unseen, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Unseen, how you doing? What was the other jam you were talking about? Not Gym Jam, Team Jam, or Ludum Dare. It was going to be soon. The Game Maker's Toolkit Jam. GMTK. It's at the end of August. What's cool about that jam is if you do pretty well, Mark Brown shows you off on a video, and he's got a shit ton of subscribers. So you can get some exposure that way. I do something similar, but you probably get more exposure from him than me. So now when you fall, you go to a safe spot, and then you have to actually make the decision. But you can't, you can still jump. There's no way to... okay, this needs to be slightly more packed. And actually, we can get rid of this. Maybe team with someone with good project management skills. Yeah, someone, you want to find people that like have the skill sets you don't, right? So if you're bad with timelines and stuff, find somebody that's good with timelines. Maybe start thinking about it now. Everybody on the stream that is thinking about participating, maybe start thinking about teams right now, because it'll be, well, if Ludum Dare is 3 weeks away, it'll be soon, but I guess soon means 2 months, 2.5 months maybe. Hey dude, first time catching you live. Got a question. I'm working in Construct 3, trying to make an RPG, but I suck at 2D art coming from 3D. What can I do as a solo developer who can't draw? One, you can make sprites out of 3D objects. You know, if you want to build a 3D object and animate it, you could just take screenshots of it or renders and use them as sprites. That's perfectly cool. Two, you could learn to draw. Drawing isn't super hard. Vector art isn't super hard. I do it on stream a lot. I make interesting stuff out of shapes. 3, you could use assets that you don't make. You could buy assets. You could hire somebody to do assets. You should make dips in the ground to crouch in. No. So the objective of this is to get you to use your ability to reflect the shield. So dips in the ground would defeat that purpose. Basically, I want to make it clear that you can't get out of this any other way. There's a ton of awesome jams in August. Yeah, totally. Troy's optical jam is coming up soon too. Troy, I don't know if he's in the stream, but damn, dude, I wish Optical Jam was a weekend. and not a week, because it's a whole week, and I feel like that's going to destroy me working a whole week on a game. I'm all about those weekend jams. All right, let's see how this goes. Where's the... Let's bring the door in. This here. What program is this? Construct 2. Okay, so now when you go down here, you get an objective. You kind of see what's going on. Then you go here. We should get rid of this though, because it makes it seem like you can jump somewhere else. Oh, you can crouch? We gotta fix that. Because you're supposed to do this to block it. That's what you're supposed to do. Richard, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate it. Okay. What's the difference between Construct 2 and Construct 3? The main difference is one is built on web technology, one's completely in browser, the other is a piece of software. That's the main reason why I use the one that's software, because the one in browser doesn't work very well. Ow. Real quick change I'm gonna make, there's no need to walk this whole way. It just doesn't make sense to continually walk that. Let's just... Vector art looks interesting, I'll give it a look. Loving Construct, such a good engine. How much are you going to charge for this game? It's going to be 10 or 15 bucks. Not really sure of the details yet, but... It's going to depend on how much I need to make to break even. Okay, so there's no way to, like, you can't jump over it, you can't do nothing. Ow. Okay. But this is locked. Wish people would charge more. I mean, there are a lot of games that are underpriced for sure. Most people don't put a lot of thought into their pricing. I've actually found, I haven't done any of this research in games, but when I did my software, I sold game development software a long time ago, and it was $5. I had a piece of software for $5 online, and like I sold 0 copies. But a couple months later, I reworked everything, and I charged $29 for it, and I redid the marketing and all that, and then it started selling like crazy. So it actually sold more at a higher price, which I found super interesting. Zombie, what's going on, dude? Welcome back. Okay. heard a similar story about someone teaching guitar lessons. About price? Yeah, I mean, that fucking... People think that price reflects value, and it almost never does. They think if they pay $2.29 for a soda at some restaurant that, you know, it's worth the $229.29. But that's not necessarily true. It costs them 15 cents to make that soda. You know, those are high margin products. And some products sell better when they're higher price. Especially information and software. I actually had a client back in the day when I was doing websites for super cheap. I was working with this company and they wanted a quote and I said 500 and they dropped me as a client because I said $500 for a website and they went with somebody that charged them like $6,000. So I actually been dropped because my prices were too low. Because they thought that, hey, if this website's $500, you know what? It's not anywhere near as quality as a $6,000 website, but it's the same fucking shit, man. It was a WordPress template. So that's a good lesson to learn. After the summer sale, I raised the price for my game everywhere except Europe by $1. How'd that go for you? How'd that work out? Do you have any idea what you'd be asking for Philophobia? Probably between 10 and 15. Again, my pricing is going to be completely based on how many units I think I'm going to sell versus how much money I need to make. And it's going to depend, but I'm always going to start high. People get happy when you bring the price down. They get upset when you put the price up. So it's easier to start high and come down than start low and go up. One day this game will be finished. I have faith. Oh, I need some of that faith, man. Give me some. Can I borrow some? Shit, dude. I've been working on this game for way too fucking long. Let's just put it there. Alright, let's see how this works out. How are you going to see how many games you think you're going to sell? It's going to be an estimation based on my reach. So I have an email list, right, with a couple thousand people on it. I have a certain open rate, which is a certain percentage of those people. I have a certain click-through rate, which is a certain percentage of those people, and so on and so forth. So and then I have a conversion rate on the page. Out of 100 people, you know, 2 people buy it. So then if I want to make 1,000 sales, then I need 200,000 people. If that makes sense, if I did that math right, I don't know. But you work backwards from your reach. All these emoticons are showing up as links, and I don't know why, but Shadow Demon, I appreciate it. I don't know why in my chat the emails are showing up as links. What's your best conversion rate coming from? Social media or site ads? What kind of conversion rate? Email conversion or sales conversion? Fuck. Put the game on Kickstarter if you got most of the game mechanics finished? No. I was thinking about that. Because, you know, Kickstarter is actually a way where you can monetize early. It's basically like selling copies, but you're selling copies before they're finished. But, nah. If I want to kickstart something, I want it to be... Like, I was thinking about kickstarting my Discord game, because that actually needs funding to get off the ground. Because it costs money for the server. If I need people to help with dev, that costs money. We really could use an artist on that game. Email, I can get like a 50% email conversion off of some of my YouTube videos, depending on the landing page. It's usually between 30 and 50%, which is fucking ridiculously high. and I'm so proud of that as a marketer. So proud of that. Sales conversion on average, you're probably looking at 1%. On the high end, 2 or 3%. But that's usually in the funnel past the email sign up. Okay. Oh, so I needed the key. That's what I needed. Kickstarter wants you to have much of your community already in place before you launch on their platform. Absolutely, Simon. It blows my mind the amount of people that think their Kickstarter is their marketing. Like, if you are doing a Kickstarter without some sort of community, you are crossing your fingers and praying. Like, I have no doubt I could launch a successful Kickstarter, especially if it was like 10 grand or something like that. Because I have a larger community, right? Like, I have people, I have email lists, I have people in Discord, I have YouTube, I could post a YouTube video, I could start a stream, I could do all this stuff. Most people don't have that, and I know it's a lot of work, and I know it's scary, especially if you're an introvert, but it's worth it, especially if you're looking for a Kickstarter. If you spend 6 months or a year working on building your community and then start your Kickstarter, you are going to do infinitely better. At least, even if your community is not big enough to get you to your goal, if you can get over 50% in the first day or two, then you can get featured by Kickstarter. Then you can start to get eyeballs. Then you can start to get press, you know? So you want to, like, at least show some hype there. People, it's like social proof, right? People don't like to help you out or you know, pledge if other people aren't pledging. It could work for you, Tim, as you have your community. Yeah, I don't have any doubt that I could pull it off. It's just whether or not I want to pull it off. Because the way that I'm like the whole community thing right now, like I'm posting daily videos. I do streams every Friday. I'm actually going to do streams during the week soon. We have the whole Discord community. We have the Patreon stuff where I have individual stuff. We even have a mastermind where I meet with people twice a month and we actually go over everybody's objectives and stuff. The way that I want to monetize this whole community is to generate enough money where I could do everything full time and I could just keep this going. That way I can work on games, like with the community, we can all just work on our own game stuff rather than necessarily use it to monetize the games with like Kickstarter or something. I could do both, right? But I would prefer to, like, I don't know, just do it the way that I'm doing it, building like a monthly revenue type of thing where I can just work with you guys full time and just do this stuff and hang out all the time, help everybody out. How do you feel about marketing the build boxes currently doing? A CEO wrote a book and sells it for $6. You buy it, sitting through 3 or 4 videos trying to upsell 2 different deals. Okay, so Trey Smith, I don't know the guy, but I know of the guy. I've talked to him a few times. We follow each other on Twitter. Not that that means anything, but he's a cool dude. He's a marketer at Hart, so you should know that. Like, he comes from the marketing world. So I think marketing is at the forefront of what BuildBox is. I have personally never used BuildBox, so I can't tell you how well the product is, but I know it's capable of making games that do very well. So, okay, now that we got a key in, let's try this out. Germany banned pre-orders on games without a release date. That's awesome. I think that should be how it is. Careful with build box. Ketchup steals ideas. What does ketchup have to do with build box? They're two completely separate, different things. Is Philophobia coming on Steam? You know, I really need to make a decision on that, because the answer was yes, but then I kind of wanted to do something weird, and like release it on the web, but then I was like, no, it's not gonna get me anywhere. And then I was like, well, I could do the whole ID at Xbox thing and have an Xbox game, but I only got like 6 months. I don't know if that's enough time to implement everything and finish the game. But probably Steam probably. Probably. They own it. Ketchup doesn't own Buildbox. No. Okay. No. So Ketchup is a publishing company. I believe Ubisoft owns Ketchup now. To be honest, let me see. Ubisoft. Yeah, Ubisoft owns Ketchup. Ketchup is a publishing company. They publish a lot of Buildbox games, and I know Trey Smith knows the owner of Ketchup, so I'm sure there are. He's got like some kind of publishing elite thing where he works with them directly. No, but that's incorrect. 59-cent Russian asset flips are only 500 plus on Steam. I think Steam is your best bet. You could get help enough to make it. Okay, no. See, that's the thing. This project, man, and I talked about this a bit in my mastermind group. All I heard is they steal ideas. There have been reports that they steal ideas, Ketchup, but what are you gonna do? And they're a publishing company, keep that in mind. So they publish games. Other game devs could steal ideas and they could publish the game. So it's not necessarily their fault. Just keep that in mind. Good luck with your game, Tim. I'm going to sleep. It's midnight where I live. See you next time. People, good work. Aliana, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. Have a good night's sleep. Every mobile game company does. I mean, when they're simple one mechanic games, what do they take? 4 weeks to prototype? Like, I mean, it's about money at the end of the day. I actually want to make a video about this, but like a lot of mobile games have no soul. And like by soul, I mean, like look at this game I poured my heart and soul into, right? It's a game about the fear of love. It's so tremendously personal. It's got such like artistic representation, metaphors. Someone could copy the idea of this. They could even copy the name, right? But they can never copy this game. Because this game is so 100% purely me that nobody could ever come close to what this is. They could copy the contents of it. They could copy the levels. They could copy the visual look or the mechanic. But they can't copy this game. This game is me. Right? Like, so it's... I don't know. It's a complicated subject. Do publishers demand the developer goes to conventions and run booths and stuff for marketing? It really depends on the publisher. A lot of publishers have booths that they want the developers at. Okay. So this key and getting hit or... it's just causing issues. Hey Tim, I'm a new viewer. It's cool to use Construct. Why use Construct 2 and not the third one? So I have Construct 3. I own it. I bought it. But we've tried to use it multiple times on the stream, and every time something goes wrong. I even converted this game fully to Construct 3 and lost a month's full of work going back because it's slower, it works less well, it's buggy. Fuck, that was a mistake. It's just not as good, to be honest. Alright, I need ideas from people. If anybody has an idea for me, I'm open to it. So far, this game has taught everything to you without telling you anything. There's no like text prompts or anything like that. There's a E button that is in action. This level is the first level where you encounter the Hart. So it's the first level where you can actually use the E button when you pick up the Hart. Does anybody have an idea on how to teach a player this without showing an on-screen prompt? Your character moves very well. Looks like Foo. How long did you spend refining the control mode? Yeah, this took a long time for the controls and the character animation and stuff. And this is actually like the 5th or 6th iteration of the character and the animation. So it took a while. Do you use E elsewhere, or is this the first interactable? This is the first thing you can use it for. And it's about 10 levels in, which is roughly about 10 minutes. 10 minutes into the game. You get an arrow key, arrows pointing on a switch with the letter E keyboard or something to make up the action. Maybe auto pickup. So it's not a pickup, it's a button. If I press E right here, it puts a little shield in front of him. If I'm holding E, the shield stays as long as I hold E. If you turn your back towards those spinning hearts, does the shield protect you? No. So watch. It'll kill me. Maybe you don't need to spell out the Hart intro. When you played it, it looks seamless. Okay, I think some people are misunderstanding the question. Like, all I'm trying to do is figure out if there's any way to show somebody a new control without doing some kind of pop-up. But I think that's probably the only way. Because otherwise people are just gonna like press all the buttons, I guess. And that could work, but that could be really frustrating. So you need to introduce the E button? Yeah, basically. But I guess a pop-up or showing the picture is probably the only way to do that. I mean, this whole game has been pretty much seamless so far. I mean, other than the level name, there's like no text anywhere. So I'm trying to like here, I'll show you, for example. So hold on, let me get rid of the music so you guys can kind of get a vibe for it.
Stuart, the more you fight, the worse it gets. You chose to take your life. It's over.
Okay, so you have to jump to get past here, right? So you learn the jump, and it's WASD, so okay, so you get that. You have to hold jump to get up here. If you just tap jump, it won't get you up there. You have to hold it to get up here. So that teaches you that, right? You have to crouch to get past here, right? So you have to learn that. This is more jumping, and then here is the introduction to the key. I have to rework this because I changed the height of the character, so it's a little unintuitive. That's the first time you see a key, so you see what that does. Excuse me. Here's the first enemy. And this is shows you that the key can be hidden by the shadows. Yeah, the Mario thing, that's basically what I'm doing, is trying to have a hidden tutorial. So on and so forth, right? So, like, here, I'm trying to show, okay, this is the new Hart mechanic, and you press E to use the shield. As far as I know, I don't think there's a way to do it without a pop-up. I mean, people familiar with keyboard keys might say, okay, let's try the E button. But they may have already tried the E button and known that it doesn't do anything. So I'm not really sure how to do that. I think like a pop-up to press E or something might work. Have you used a down key already? Yeah, down key is crouch. You need crouch to crawl and stuff. You can introduce the interaction before the shield. How? Have the new controls revealed in the shadows could look cooler than just X1. That's true. Maybe I could do some sort of like... I mean, the hearts are trying to kill you, so they wouldn't want you to succeed. An audio cue. He doesn't talk, though. Going without a tutorial on a PC game seems like a mistake. There are far too many keys. There's a tutorial, it's just hidden tutorial, and in this game there's not that many keys. There's 5 keys for the whole game. W, A, S, D, and E. Like maybe during the loading screen you could have message to shield yourself with your heart. Press any key to continue. Yeah, I wanted to avoid messages because so far the whole game is kind of seamless and I wanted to keep it that way, but I can make an exception. Another thing I did too back here, this was an experiment that I haven't removed, but like something like this is like subtitles. Maybe I could have something appear there. This was just a test. Use the landscape to show an E. Well, the problem with the landscape is the shadow mechanic, right? Like, it kind of covers the landscape. I guess people won't figure out the long jump without telling them. I think that this level will force the player to try something and pass through the shooting heart. PigDev, do you think this is intuitive enough though? Because this level is designed specifically for that reason. So you go down here, and you can't get past this. You can't jump or anything. You can't get past that without using the heart, without using the shield. What if the shield is active based on player direction, so when you turn to the right, the shield protects your left? Because that is visual. Well, right now, if you turn to the left, it projects to the left. If you turn to the right, it projects to the right. Is that what you're talking about? That's how it works now, currently. The player won't be punished too hard. For someone not to get the long jump mechanic, they've never played a game before in their life. So I've had about 70 some testers go through this game, and not one of them struggled with the jumping. And so that's not an issue. But introducing a mechanic that has a new key that you haven't used before is what I'm worried about. Pig Dev, that was actually my first assumption. It's like I think it'll be fine. People will figure it out. But I was just kind of scared. I guess I could just send it off to testers and see. There is no attack. This is not a combat game. There's no combat in this game. Oh, that's true, as Lauren. Like in the beginning with the controls, I list WSD and E. And actually, I could do earlier when you press E and you don't have the shield, I could just make like an error sound and make E pop up once you grab the heart. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Does the key show up when getting hit while using the shield? What do you mean? Yeah, it does. It's not supposed to, because you're getting knocked back and the key is there temporarily and it's not moving fast enough. So it does show up temporarily, but that's something I'll fix later. That's not a high priority thing to fix. Because you pick up the key and you take it with you. I don't know if you notice he's carrying it. It's like behind him. He's got it in his hands. So it's just a weird thing. They won't think it's bad design. Yeah, I think it's worth putting through testing. I appreciate everybody's help. Tim, I have to work on my game. I'll talk to you later, dude. Thanks for your good work. See you later, Infinite. You might consider H for Hart rather than E. That's kind of far, though. And if you're doing WASD... On my keyboard, that would be impossible because it's split in the middle, and I can't even reach that with my hand. That's a cool little idea. Gotta hit the sack too much, so can't wait here. Thanks for streaming. See you later, Tasty. So, okay, so I made a decision. I thought about it, everybody's opinion. I appreciate everybody. So I'm just going to keep it like this, make them figure it out. But what I'm going to do in the lore is I'm going to have the enemy say something. Like, you think that broken heart will help you or something like that. Basically just antagonize them on. It's going to show up in subtitles here. So I think everybody will figure out E. And if not, I'll catch it in testing and I'll modify it from there. I think E is more common than shift, though, isn't it? Like, and maybe when you pause it like this, there'll be a... Actually, that goes back to the menu now. It's not supposed to go back to the menu. But when you pause it, there'll be like a control thing there. These are the anger levels. Ooh, scary. But I gotta finish. E is more common, yeah, I figured. E, I think, is more accessible too. Like, I have an injury on my pinky, and it's annoying when I have to use it for something. Like E is because you got your pointer finger there anyway, or your middle finger. And the controller is gonna be like left trigger, I think. Left or right trigger, one of the triggers. So it'll be like ready to use. In my opinion, you should have a character block while they're crouching. Well, crouching is a different use, so. So E has 4 different uses depending on the situation. But in the first set of levels, denial, remember these are the denial levels, you deny the hearts, you block the hearts, you reflect them. In the anger levels, it's more of a shield bash when you're in the sky. So it's got multiple uses depending on the situation. Add some music back to this so we can jam out. Let me pull this over. Okay, so such a great premise for a game. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. So this level is plain. It's plain, but it serves its purpose. I'm not super happy with like how it's built, but I'm happy with what it does. So for now, until I can figure out a better way to do it, I'm gonna kind of leave it as is and move on. Because I end up iterating on most of my levels anyway, so rather than sit here and stare at it, we're gonna move on. And then just name the level E. No music was better. Jay, you don't like music? Jay, you don't like music? Who doesn't like music? Feels weird to get a key immediately. I think you need to, though, because if you don't put a key in, players are going to look for the key. If you put it in a hard place, it takes the focus off of this main section. So giving the key immediately and knowing that this is the only way to go is important for the purpose of this level. Alright, so let's name this level. What are we going to call it? Yeah, the name will be a hint to what you're supposed to do. I like music, not this music. Jay, what kind of music you listen to? We can call it Reflection. E. Call it Reflection. Actually, we're gonna set the angle to 0 too. Did somebody say refraction? Now I did. Press E, you piece of shit. Tim, if you ever need an artist, I'm always here. Thank you, Blank Canvas. I hope you're not faced with a blank canvas a lot. So, Reflection. Space Face, you're back. Hype. Space Face hype. What a dad joke. I'm sorry. I make bad jokes a lot. Alright, so now that we got that taken care of, what did I have on my list? I had a list here somewhere. No, this wasn't it. Awake sequence, heart discovery sequence, heart reflection levels, denial boss fight, Stewart, new anims. I actually did the new animations. Where's my pen at? Let's cross off our to-do list. Where the fuck did I put that pen? I literally was just holding it. Don't the reflected projectiles hurt the enemy? So they some of them currently not all of them have animations for hit, but that's polished stuff that I'm gonna add later. Because like the way that I figure it is like there's a lot of little things like that that I want to add, but if it came down to it, the game could ship without that, right? But I'm trying to work on the critical features, and right now I think the most important thing I could possibly do is get the first section done. The first 25 levels, the whole denial system, the whole boss fight, that whole section completely finished. That way I can get feedback. I can take it. I was going to take it to PAX West, but I got denied from Indie Mega Booth. Good times. But once I got that, I can gather feedback for the rest of the section. Hypno, I'll see you later, dude. Sim, what if pressing E by default makes you cower and try to protect yourself with your arms until you get the harder parts? Marksman, that's a good idea. Like maybe you cover your face or something, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I like that. Because that way you'll probably figure that out early on, but it doesn't do anything. And then when you get the heart, yeah. So that, I like that. I'm actually going to add that to-do list. So as far as the heart system goes, I have too many fucking post-it notes everywhere. So add block animation when no heart. And then what's the denial system? I just mean the intro to the boss, the whole boss fight, all that stuff. I want to get that whole sequence done. That's a good idea. I appreciate that. What other things does E do? What the player assume is just for blocking then? Well, it's going to be context sensitive, so if you press it on the ground, it's a shield. During the anger levels, you get the new ability to do like a slam because you're angry. So if you press it in the air, you slam down, like do it like a body slam on it. Bargaining and depression have their own uses as well. Such a simple idea. It's great. Way better than my overcomplicated selections. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for. Is a super simple, elegant way to do it. And I think that's a great example. You should have a boss shaped like a human heart that deals environmental damage every time a heart beats. Heart-shaped boss. You have to get close or something. Will, you haven't seen the bosses, have you? You haven't seen the bosses, have you? Do you guys want to go, you know, you want to see the bosses? I don't know where I put them. I lost them. Well, there's a few bosses, so where did I put them? What is this? No, it's not, because these are the actual in-game bosses. But these are the simple ones. I'm looking for the... You would think that I would be that organized, but I can't make it that easy, can I? Steam story. Fuck, man. Why do I do this to myself? This is... Okay, hold on. This is, this might be one of them. So the game is broken up into 4 sections. Denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. Each section has about 25 levels. Each section has a custom ability that you can learn to use your broken heart. Each section has a boss. During each section, the main boss of that section antagonizes you the whole way. He kills you, he fucks with you, he does stuff, and then you finally meet him in the boss room and you get to fight him. This is depression. It's a spider made completely out of hearts. Every single object on this spider is a heart. And it's going to be massive in the game. This thing is fucking massive. I'm pretty proud of this. We made this on stream in like 4 hours. And he's not animated yet, but arachnophobia warning, please. We had fun making him, and I feel like he really represents depression, at least my depression. That's how I interpret it. This big fucking thing that's scary, that can crush you, the colors and everything. So this is really an artistic representation of my depression. That's depression. Bargaining is pretty cool too. But I don't know where... We did depression after bargaining. I don't know where we did that. A vowel. Now, these are the old bosses originally, and I feel like they're not as good as the new bosses now that we did the bargaining and depression. Now, these are just the original concepts. No. Cyan, I'm not gonna reveal anything past that point. It's there's I'm just not gonna reveal anything after those 4. Here it is. This is made entirely out of hearts too. And this is about the size that it'll be in game. So it's gonna be pretty fucking big. And this is bargaining. Well, he's the demon of bargaining. His name's not bargaining. But I'm pretty proud of this too. This thing is fucking beast. Yeah, this took a while. These are some of the other ones that we were playing with. This was supposed to be anger, but I feel like anger I might make a dragon. Sam, I think I subconsciously copied your idea, except I made a spider out of mouse cursors. Doesn't look as cool though, please. I mean, I don't hate you, dude. You're allowed to make whatever art you think. Are you going to keep the teeth black? Yeah, the background is not actually black. So on this is the actual background of depression. I think they look fine here. I really like how it blends too. I really like how it looks. We during the stream we had lots of time where we were making something that did look like a snake. Let's just say that. Plenty of time. Okay, so what is this called? Philophobia Patience Boss? We need to rename that, because... Philophobia... Boss... Bargaining. Just passing here to say thank you, Tim. I'm a French student and wasn't able to finish the game for years, and thanks to your videos, I'm finally consistent on one. I have so much fun making it. Congrats, dude! I'm glad you're consistent on it. It's hard. It's hard to do, but I'm happy that you're doing it. I'm happy that I was able to inspire you to do it. We're making a ton of male reproductive organs. Yeah, we were having trouble because everything I was making was looking really not like a snake. Let's put it that way. It took a couple hours to kind of reformat that. Okay, so my main to-do list to get this done was we did the Stuart New animations, we did the Broken Heart Separated, we did the Denial Giant Skulls and the chains. That's what this needs. This needs chains. Let's add some chains. Chains, where you at? Where did I put the chains? So many different ideas seem appealing. You can be working on something, you feel like you're getting somewhere. Next idea feels so exciting. Yeah, it's called Shiny Object Syndrome, and it plays a lot of us developers. Case in point, my Discord game. Feeling good after vacation, Tim? You look good as ever. Thank you. I'm feeling much better. It was a much needed little break there. Tim, do you prefer physical or digital tools to project management, like tasks? What do you mean, like tools? I use this a lot, and yes, I could get a digital timer, but this thing is just a timer that you put on its side, and if 60 minutes is facing up, it starts a 60-minute timer. If 5 minutes is facing up, it starts a 5-minute timer. Just being able to put this up like that and just start a timer really helps with the Pomodoro stuff. I prefer physical objects for stuff like that, but as far as like tasks, I don't know, it depends. Like I got a shit ton of post-it notes everywhere where I keep my stuff on. I like crossing stuff off, but like for my book, for example, I don't have any of that on post-it notes. I have it on an outline because I like to highlight the stuff in green or red and be able to look at it and see what was what's complete and what's not. Basically, Tim switched after 1 month of C3 progress loss. Yeah, anybody that's been following the channel for the last year, dude, we have tried so many times. We have tried like 6 or 7 different times. Like, I've tried entire games. We made an entire game. Well, we tried to. We start, and an hour in, the thing crashed. So on stream, on the Finish Friday, when we made a game from scratch, we made an entire game in a stream in 10 hours. 1 hour after we started, the whole thing crashed. So I had to start again in C2. There's so many examples like that, man. It's just... I'm sorry. I love Construct, but Construct 3 is not where it needs to be. Okay, so... Oh, that was so close. Bastard. Okay, so we need the awake sequence. We need the heart discovery sequence. Heart... What does it say? Heart reflection levels? Okay. Denial boss fight retooled. So, the heart reflection levels are basically what we're building now. Excuse me. Unity is best. Trying to start a fight. People will fight over that. I was thinking about doing a video called Unity versus Unreal. And since I don't use either engine, having like an expert from each engine and just like let them go at it and just me being there to just observe and like ask questions. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. Coding your own games is easier than you think. Coding your own games is easier than you think. Oops, wrong one. I don't know where that was. I was trying to show that one where I had the guy's face everywhere. But Windows likes to delete all my scenes, so oh well. Alright, so reflection, tilted stage. Tilted stage does not belong here because we want to create duplicate. Everybody loves Udemy Guy. Who doesn't love Udemy Guy? Come on now. You memorized it? I don't know how. You must be watching that ad a lot. Okay, so let's start up on layout 15, which comes after this level. Actually, I think I need the lasers too, because that's something I didn't do yet. We all memorized it by watching your awesome videos. You guys don't skip ads? I mean, I appreciate you watching the ad because I don't get paid when you skip ads, but I skip ads. I hate ads. Okay, so we gotta add the block animation. And the heart discovery sequence, which is basically like a... kind of like in Binding of Isaac when he finds an object and he holds it up over his head. Some kind of like sequence that lets you know that that object is important. I don't know why when I get on stream, I yawn. I think it's because I talk so much on stream. Maybe I don't got enough oxygen. But I just start yawning, man. Doesn't happen when I record videos. Doesn't happen normally during the day. Alright, so what can we do to show off like reflection? Binding of Isaac card game comes soon. I saw that. It looks pretty cool. Didn't the Kickstarter hit over 1 million or something like that? Yeah, he hit $1.5 million. That's insane. That's insane. It's pretty awesome though. It looks pretty cool. As a fan of card games, I'm all about it. Yeah, but like, dude, $50,000 goal, $1.5 million. Go Edmund. See, Edmund knows what he's doing too. He's got a team of people that really stand behind him, and he takes the stuff that he makes and he can, you know, really make sure that he gets paid well. That's pretty awesome. You doing a Kickstarter? No, I'm not doing a Kickstarter. Alright, let's get back to this. We're getting distracted. Streams love to distract me from making the games. Hey Tim, I am also an indie game dev, but with obviously much less experience than you. I have my work on my channel, but I want to ask your opinion on a step I can take to get my game featured on App Store. I've never got a game featured on App Store. I'm probably not the best person to ask, but from people I've talked to, one of the things they've told me is timing and really playing to new features that Apple and all those put out, like gyroscope or whatever new features they have. If you implement the new features in your game, you're more likely to get featured. I don't know if any of that's true. That's all I heard. That's the only thing I know. So I would find somebody that's done that and ask them. And I don't know why you say obviously less experienced than me. It's not obvious. I'm not super experienced. I mean, I make video games, but don't let imposter syndrome get the best of you. We're all people just trying to make games. It's a list of most people follow. Ilya, there you go. There's some tips. I don't know like the accuracy of how all that works. I know that if you are in connection with Apple, you can actually email them. I forget where I read for Apple feature. To get app featured. I read there was a form somewhere that you could submit to. I forget. I forget where I saw it. You're gonna have to Google it. I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure there might be a form somewhere that you fill out. I remember 90% positive that I saw a form. Alright, let's name this level first. I like to name levels before. GDU is so amazing community, by the way. I've been here now maybe 2 months. I've learned so much. Well, Blank Canvas, I'm glad you think so. It's been fun. I love my community. They're fantastic. All of the recruits are amazing in their own way. And I appreciate everybody that's part of the community. John and Junis, thank you for the subscription. Okay, so we need a name for this. I'm gonna call this. What do I want to showcase? So this is the previous level where it showcases this mechanic. I probably want to use this mechanic in a different way. Is a Mac required to publish on iOS? You technically need a Mac to build an iOS game. It's not required to publish, but you need it to build the technical game. But I actually, when I was publishing on iOS, all I did was I created a what was that company? I rented a Mac in the cloud, and you could just log into it remotely. After reflection, yeah. Just joined. What are we doing? We're making levels based on the mechanic of reflecting hearts with your broken heart, Carol. So this is a new mechanic in the game. You use your heart to reflect. And basically this level teaches you, and then list level is where you want to add on that. So I'm trying to make a level right now where, actually let's do a lower level. I like to mix it up a little bit. Can you build for iPhones on a virtual machine? You can, if you get a virtual Mac, you can build for whatever the hell you want. Hi, almost new at game making. Why use Construct 2 and not Unity or something else? Not judged, don't get me wrong, I just want to know what Construct 2 gives. Thanks for saying. Construct 2 is primarily 2D and it's HTML5. Those are why I use it. So it publishes in a web browser like this. The Unity plugin, I fucking hate the web Unity plugin. It's slow, it crashes, it breaks stuff. I don't like it. This is native HTML5, which means I can publish it anywhere. I like Construct 2 because I like making 2D games, and it's really quick and fast to prototype. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it on a project as long as this. That's come back to bite me in the ass a few times because it's better built for game jams, to be honest. So working on a long-term project like this is probably not the best idea, but I like Construct. Unity plugin is trash in my opinion. I've played hundreds of games on Feedback Fridays, and every time I'm just like, why is this breaking everything? Why does this crash? Why is it so slow? Sam, as a developer, I've always been weirdly stubborn with myself in using Unity or Unreal, as I'm afraid of using something else so it could strain me. Right now, I'm really wondering how much more effective I could be using something like Construct. Could you give me some thoughts on what kind of games would be most effective for which engines? Well, Construct is a 2D engine, so you can't make 3D games. If you want to make a 3D game, you got to go with Unity or something like that. But if you want to make 2D games, Construct is almost always faster. I guarantee you. Anybody who wants to do a speed test, I can get a platform up and running in less than 10 minutes with this. It's It's super quick. It's really fast. It does, like I said, it gets complicated on bigger projects like this because it's not coding. It's this event system. These event sheets get kind of hard to manage. If you're new, I would start with something like construct, something that's really simple that you don't need to remember syntax for, that you can't break with a, with a semicolon, stuff like that. Why use HTML if you're going for a bigger game to sell on Steam? Well, it didn't start out as a bigger game to sell on Steam. It started out as just another small game that I was making. If I were starting this game today, I would probably reassess my technologies. But for game jams, hands down, construct every time. It's so quick and effective. Just wondering if you know some engines that are more effective than Unity if you are, for example, having a 2D game that uses coding. More effective than Unity, that's, I don't know, that's, every engine is effective at, different things. So something more effective than, it really depends on the context. Unity's a great engine. It makes a lot of great games. It's quicker than a lot of engines too, because you can get up and running with assets, or you can buy code. A lot of people use Unity. It's probably one of the bigger engines. So if you build your game in Unity and you hire somebody or someone works with you later, it's a better chance that they'll know it too. There are a lot of advantages to it, but I don't think 2D is its strong suit. The 2D has definitely gotten better from what I've heard. But when I used it a couple of years ago, the 2D was no. So I picked Construct. Since your game is HTML5, it means it's also cross-platform without much trouble, right? Yeah, exactly. I can wrap it for anything, and it works. And I don't necessarily need an exporter, I just need a wrapper. I love Unity for most things, would use it. I'm very bad at reusing my code, creating a foundation for future games. So I just end up spending way too much time implementing basic stuff. Yeah, that's something you got to learn to kind of do. Like, one thing that saved me, at least in my business anyway, is I have a huge code base from doing coding for 5 or 10 years and all kinds of stuff. And I always, every time I do work for a client, I always say that I own the code, but they have an exclusive or non-exclusive license to the product forever. So I own all the code that I build for clients when we build them a web application or something, but they can do whatever they want with it, basically. So I have all that code that we've written for so many different clients in so many different ways, and we can kind of reuse it at will to do whatever we need. It's really helpful. Construct 2, that's one of the downsides of it too, is it's really hard to reuse stuff. Copying from one project to another is difficult. All right, so we got distracted. Let's get back to this. Come on now. Think. Let's call this how far are you along towards release now? Not far enough. Let's put it that way. Not far enough. Not far enough. All right, I can't think of a name. I'm blanking, so I'm just gonna start building the level. It's got to use one of these guys. So we'll copy this. Did I just kill the level name? Oops. Oops. Seems like you had a lot of fun talking to us for the past hour and a half. Time to work. I know. Having too much fun hanging out. We're not getting shit done. We got like one level done. We got one level done. That's all we did is this shit right here. The fuck? Gotta get back to work. Okay. We're gonna use this guy. He's not supposed to be on map below. He's supposed to be on the map above, right? Oh, he's on map below. Why is he on map below? Oh, he's on map above. Okay. So he's on map above. Let's reflect it this time, though. And we'll do like another step. Like that. Latch, what up, dude? How's life, man? How's it going? Life is weird right now? What's going on? Defensive name suggestions, ironclad, non-committal, hesitation, second thoughts. I like those. I like those names. I'm gonna copy them if that's cool. Alright, so I actually need to do an animation of him with his arms. Oh, what the fuck? That's weird. I gotta fix that. It's like, I don't know what happens right there. But it like glitches out. He's dancing. This is what you do when you're bored and you want to procrastinate and you don't really want to make levels. You just want to hang out. Alright. What determines where the shadow shows up? The player. The player is the light source. Are the deflected attacks going to be able to kill enemies or activate switches? Not kill enemies, but they'll be able to activate stuff. That's later on. Ultimately, the boss fight has to do with the reflection mechanic. Taylor, what's going on, dude? Oh, shit. You jumped out of a plane, dude? That's sweet. My brother went skydiving a while back. He said it was one of the best experiences of his life. How was it, man? Have to get back to family life, Tim, and everyone have a great night. See you later, elitist. That was your first time on a plane and you jumped out of it? Holy shit. I love the shield idea. Well, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. I'm pretty happy because this is the denial section, and you're basically using denial as a weapon. Okay, so we need to finalize this level up, and we need to basically make something unique that hasn't been done in previous levels. Tim, do you have any tips on how to become a better artist? As a solo developer, I felt my game suffers massively from the lack of artistic knowledge. My game felt fun, but no one could manage to look at it. I feel like I could pick up some of the skill if I commit time. I seem unable to get better at making art. The best way, Rub, that I found to do that is to copy other shit. And I showed pictures of my bosses earlier, right? First of all, I'm not an artist. I don't consider my artist. I always thought my art was horrible. But one thing I've done in the last 2 years is I've really practiced. I've put in the work. And this, as proud as I am of this, dude, you know what this is? This is these two images right here. I literally, look at this. Does that look familiar? Does that look a little bit familiar? Does that look familiar? Right? Like, dude, you can use reference images. You can copy stuff over. You can find what other people do and just draw over it. You can, like, use the stuff that you have to just make whatever you can and just do it over and over again. You just want to, like, practice. It takes a lot of work. This is right after jumping. Holy shit. Oh my god, dude. It's been hard to start coding again because I'm like, what the fuck do I need now? You feel different after the experience? Is it vector art? Yeah, that was vector art. Having examples is so crucial. I often look up box cycles or examples, animations, what I'm trying to do. Always turns out way better than if I tried to do an animation with that example. Dude, like, I'm telling you, I'm not an artist, I'm a tracer. That's like what I am, okay? All this stuff is like the result of either tracing or iteration. It's seriously. And practice. You just gotta practice over and over again. Taylor in the chat, I've watched his pixel art just get amazing. Like, over time, he spends a lot of time working on it on stream every day. And it fucking shows. Like, you just get better at it. You start to notice that certain patterns work better, certain colors work better. Sorry, I'm pouring some water. My throat is getting dry. Alright, so let's stop procrastination. I said procrastination. That could be the new name of our group. Procrastination. Your game has a really distinct art style, though, because I'm not an artist. Because this whole game was art style is an accident. Because I just tried to make the only shit that I could. Like, this is... I gotta be completely honest. I wish I could take credit and say all of this is intentional. It's not, dude. It's like me literally only being able to make shit made out of hearts. So I, like, stuck to basic shapes. That's what happened. That's all there is to it, really. Like, this game started as cubes. It was literally cubes and hearts. Those are the only shapes in the game. Okay. I really have to get on this. Most happy accident I've seen in a long time. Well, happy. This game's pretty depressing. But I get what you're saying. I appreciate the compliment. I just wish I could be Notch. Think of some ideas so good. Art can be awful. Yo, that is an insult to Notch, though, man. Notch didn't just think of some idea. He worked his ass off for 5 years doing that shit over and over again, way before that shit was popular. And he did what he could. I don't think that style was intentional, personally. I think that was just what he was capable of. You don't build a company as big as Mojang by accident, man. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of hiring. It takes it doesn't matter if there's money or you have, capital. He doesn't really get that credit. He gets credit for making the game, but he did that whole deal with Microsoft, man. He's got his shit down. Okay, what if we did... That's an idea. Okay, so what if... Hold on, I got an idea. What if here... Didn't mean it like that? Yeah, I was just making a point. I didn't mean to call you out and say you were talking shit about him. That's not what I was saying. So how's your project going? Any release date or planning to chill for a bit? No, the release date's still on Valentine's Day. It just got pushed back a year. Minecraft is now kind of ruined by Microsoft. I never played it, so I wouldn't know. Alright, so let's do this, and then let's make a jump. Like a, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do something like, actually, let me put those down here. And then we'll put this guy up here. Actually, it's got to go down here. So it's just right across there. And then we'll do like a ledge type of thing. And we'll put this guy up here. And then give us some... We'll take some of this. Map below. How big is this? 876. And we'll do rate of 50. Automod ground my message, so you swear. What? My mod better not be kicking people out for swearing. I swear more than a motherfucker. Basically saying pushing it back just means to be better, more levels, more polished. Fantastic. I appreciate the kind words, man. I'm a little worried though, because this is actually the first time I've worked on it in 6 weeks, and that's not good. So I'm hoping I've got to push this out of my life, because this is like a this has been a crazy project for me. This is so deep and emotional and such a piece of art that I feel like I just need to get it out. But I don't feel like I can fully move on to another project until it's gone. So, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta hashtag finish it. All right, let's try this out. Let's see how this works. I remember Finish Friday. That was crazy. Yeah, man. Eight games in 8 weeks. That was crazy. Crazy times. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. You gotta like... Oh, shit. This is a good level. I like this. I mean, you could jump over it, I guess. I mean, maybe I should block the jump somehow. Can't wait to play Philophobia. If you're ever looking for some more testers, let me know. Would be happy to test. Platforms are pretty much all I know. Zombie, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more soon. Actually, when I get this first denial section done, I'm gonna need a new round of testers because all of my current testers, they've played through most of this, so this is gonna be like a minor tweak on what they played. But I need someone. I need a few people for like the core experience. That's gonna be rough. I'm getting way too evil here. I don't know how I would do this. I don't think that's gonna work because I don't know if you could jump off the ledge like that. How far are you in the development process percentage wise? I was getting close to finishing, but I made some changes and now the shield mechanic has to basically redo a lot of levels. So realistically, I have there's about 100 levels total in the game. I have about 20 of them complete. And I have about one boss fight, two boss fights that both need to be refactored out of the total. You can kind of jump on this. That's not fair. I didn't think of that. I'm dumb. So we gotta make these pillars. Maybe that'll help. Is there a way you can add round edges to the roof?
Thanks for helping me feel more normal. Got to go now, big man. Keep the project going because next Valentine's Day will be the best day ever. Dean.
Latch, thank you for that $5, man. I appreciate it. Dude, yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the encouragement. You know, we're all in this together. We all do human stuff, man. And this human experience is something we all share. We gotta get through it. We gotta help each other. So that's what my channel's about. Yes, I want to make games and I want to help people make games, but there's no technical tutorials on my channel. I appreciate it, Latch. How do you make your levels load? Like, how do you process giving user feedback on loading? Saw a percentage screen at the start. Everything loads at the start. After that, there's no loading. Oh, fucking shitfuck. That's rough. That's gonna frustrate the fuck out of people. What if I did a 4? length, like that. That way there's a part on the front and the back. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just making it pretty. The middle pillar blocks the view of the incoming Hart a lot. Yeah. So part of the challenge of this game is figuring out the level, because you can't see everything. So why will you release it on Valentine's Day? Won't there be a lot more games released and people being occupied with the day on Valentine's Day? It's actually releasing on February 10th, but I just say Valentine's Day because it's easier to remember. So it's releasing 4 days before Valentine's Day, because my hype train is hitting a month before, and I figure I can get the most coverage on launch day, on actual Valentine's Day. I can get the most coverage the following days after release. Also because Hearts, yeah. Is there a Feedback Friday next week? Tyler, there's a Feedback Friday the first Friday of every month. That's rough. This level just turned into a... Man, that's rough. Although technically you can get through this. Let's actually see. I think it's easier to get through without the shield, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad level, but you don't need the shield. Yeah, so maybe we gotta refactor this a little bit. How do you keep from losing inspiration when you make games? It's gonna happen, dude. You don't. You lose inspiration. It happens. I've lost inspiration in this game multiple times. You just gotta keep at it. Fuck. Huh. Actually, this can start here. Vincent, what's up, dude? Why don't we save low for later? It looks pretty solid. We should probably use the shield in this one since I just learned it. Yeah, that was the goal, but I kind of designed a level that is... you don't need the shield for. I'm trying to think if I can modify it in any way. Wish Wish I could make levels as fast for my game. Yeah, but as a trade-off, I can make levels pretty quick, but I gotta have a lot of them. That's part of Construct too, is like the tile map is really easy to use. So if you're using a game with a tile map, it's really simple. I love C2. Me too, Vincent. Me and you are C2 buddies. Making a third-person RPG, 3D. Oh, yeah. Your level's probably gonna take a while for that. All right, I am at a blank, so. I'm drawing a blank, so I'm gonna move on from this. I'm gonna leave it. See if I can. You think you'll switch to 3? No. I own it. I have it right here. Can't use it. It crashes too much, breaks too much, breaks my shit. It's slow. Tim, have you ever made a match 3 game or a mobile game? Like 14 out of my 17 games are mobile games. They're not match 3 games though. I've heard of it, but isn't it more for prototyping? It can be. It's a good prototyping tool. Doesn't mean you can't make games in it. Oh, you're talking about Pro Builder or Pro Grid. I'm talking about Construct. I like 2 more than 3. I'm with you, Vincent. If they would add all of the features of Construct 3 into Construct 2, I would buy it again. I would give them another $100. I totally would. But they don't want to do that. I don't know why. I don't know. Do you find it harder to break through in the mobile market or the PC market? So that question, I think what you're asking is, are you more likely to get random people to play your game when you release on PC or on mobile? And as a former marketer that used to run a marketing company, you get 0 users by default. You get 0. 0 people play your game, 0 people touch it, 0 people download it by default. So it's about getting people to see it. And I think it's slightly easier for developers to get people on PC because a lot of people are on PC. It's easier to get people to try stuff and hang out and all that. Because they know a lot of developers. That's the main thing, is a lot of developers like to market to other developers, and developers, you know, PC games work better for that. But mobile users they're not that hard to get. You just got to do it a lot to be profitable. Generally, you need many more users on a mobile game to make the same amount of revenue that you make on a PC game. By like a multiple of, like, I would say at least 10. All right, let's think through this. What are we gonna make? We're gonna make a level where you block something. do the... Let me try something real quick. Let me grab one of these guys and put it right here. Let me grab one of these guys. Map above. I don't remember if those activate those. Does Philophobia have a demo? No. Well, we released a demo a long time ago, but it does not. Okay. But, fun fact, that's fucking quick, man. So these block it once they're activated. So maybe I can create like a puzzle of sorts. I guess I kind of need more mechanics where the blocking makes sense, huh? Like the switches or lasers. Will this game you're making be out in the App Store? No. It'll be PC or console. It's not going to be App Store. The only way I can figure out how to make this work on mobile is on-screen controls, and I fucking hate on-screen controls. Maybe you have Hart turrets on both sides that fire in rhythm. You have to block front, back, front, back. I think AO on-screen controls, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's no fun. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. I think it's because it's been so long I've worked on the game. But I think probably I need... Probably need gadgets. Like the Hart switches or something. Only time I've seen it done well was Downwell. But Downwell only had... what, two buttons or something like that? Maybe one button, I don't remember. It's been a while. I mean, it's... Are you going to make Easter eggs referencing previous games? There's a couple Easter eggs in here already. 3 buttons, yeah, okay. On-screen joysticks are a nightmare. I'm not a fan of on-screen controls at all. So the only way that I would consider releasing this on mobile is like if I could figure out a way around that. And I was thinking of like dragging the character or like touching to go, so I would like click and then he would go there. But this is like a precision platformer and I don't think it would work. What allows you to summon the shield guy? Okay, so it's hard to see, but there's an outline right here. and you have to touch it. And this is like, I use it a lot in, it's a mechanic in the game, so it's like an enemy type. Is he going to take infinite hits? Yes. No, he's an enemy, so he'll kill you. And they activate each other, too. Fuck. So there are levels like based around this whole thing. Ow. Yeah, so there are levels like that that are based on different things, but I just put him in there to see, because he interacts with this in a way where when he's activated, he blocks the shit. I was just seeing if there's a way where we could integrate that somehow. But that doesn't actually get introduced until later. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, man. Some days are like that. Some days you're super productive and you make all the shit, and some days you just stare at a screen. Nightbot, be nice to Vincent. Be nice. There's got to be a way to do this better. What if we did angled turrets? Or what gadgets do we have? Let me see. Artifact walls. Artifact wall. Where did I test that at? Oh, this is like the test room. So this one's only active when you move. That's kind of weird though, and I'm not sure I want that in the final game. 'Cause I don't know if it's easy to understand. And it's too abrupt. I don't know how I feel about that one. What else did we have? We had the switch and blocks. I want moving blocks. What are they called? It looks a little weird. Yeah, it does look a little weird. I can't figure out an animation on how to do that though. That was just a quick prototype of it, though. That wasn't the final thing. I can't find out where my... I had a level where I tested a bunch of shit. I think they're hard effect walls. This is why you shouldn't let a project sit, people. You let a project sit for too long, you have no idea where shit is. I want walls that just go up and down and up and down. I don't think that's what these are. Maybe. That's why you add comments. Not me. I like to go through my code and just be like, what the fuck? I like to just look at it and wonder what the fuck I'm doing. Jay, what up, dude? All right, let's try these artifact walls. Let's try them. Where are they at? Gadgets. Oh, the artifact walls are the... I remember what they are. These things. No, those are light blockers. Never mind. C, D, E, F, G, H. Artifact wall, there we go. Alright, we got ourselves a artifact wall. Sup, Sam, got off work early enough to make your stream. Sweet, noob. I'm glad you're here. So it's just like a regular wall. Well, what good is that? Okay, I think the way that these work... My ear does not like earphones for extended periods of time. I think we have to manually activate these. So I'm going to make a quick change to this. Even though I don't know what the fuck... Wait, continuous movement blocks. Oh, that was what we just looked at. Oh, the self-destructing blocks. I remember these. Nightbot, why you gotta be mean to Vincent? Alright, well I'm gonna make whatever. I'm gonna make a change to these. Because I don't think I actually use them anywhere. And we're gonna add a variable, we're gonna call it time or interval, and we're going to call it a Boolean enabled, interval enabled, and then we're going to create another one and we'll call it interval in seconds. And so basically what this is going to say is every tick for each artifact wall. Actually, I'm gonna add a timer on it. Add a behavior timer. And we're gonna say on start of layout for each artifact wall, artifact wall timer, or is a condition? Actually, we need an action. Artifact wall start timer, artifact dot interval regular tag interval, and we gotta say actually if artifact wall boolean interval enabled, then you start the timer, otherwise it doesn't start. And then on timer artifact wall on timer interval artifact wall actually if it's enabled is expanded. Actually, we need one more of these because they might happen at the same time. So construct 2, the only way to handle this is you have to do a for each. I know that's stupid, but that's how it works. For each is expanded. X for else. So if it's expanded, if it's not expanded, we call function trigger artifact walls. Otherwise, we untrigger artifact walls. Oh, this sets each one. That's not right. All right, so we're going to make some changes to this too. We're going to say add a local variable. We're going to call it temp. It's going to be a number. And we're going to say set value temp equals function dot param 0. We're going to say this on both functions. And we're going to say if the param is not 0, if temp does not equal 0, and then we're going to do an else. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that in both. Oops. So that way, if we don't pass any variable to the function, then it does what it's supposed to do, which if I have any code anywhere that uses this, it won't break. But if we do pass an ID to the function, actually we'll change this to temp. We'll change this to wall ID. If we do pass a variable to it, then which we're going to in this, then it will just use that wall dot UID. So this code should work with whatever I had before, but it also works for our new use. And then we'll say boom, artifact, pick by UID, function dot param 0. Actually, we'll use wall ID. Pick instance. Oh, that toggles it? Wait, so we may not even need... Gotta swap over to Windows, get some work done, get a look on walls. Alright, see you later, dude. So we'll just do... Not responding. What are you doing to me? Construct, don't break on me, please. Save. Holy shit. I know what autosave, but autosave is weird. So let's just do for each trigger, and then we'll toggle this disabled. So what that should do, if we set... We click on this wall and we say interval enabled and we'll say true and we say interval every 1 second. Every 1 second it should expand or detract. Let's see. Bam! We did it. Although that looks weird, really weird by itself. But paired with like something else, like a wall like this or something, it might look normal. So it needs a sound effect. And it needs to interact with the bullets. The bullets go right through it. Because it's already solid, you can't go through it. And actually, what's the interval on this guy? It's 1.5, so let's make this 1.5 too. See what effect that has. Holy cow, you're still alive. G-Man, welcome back. And so we'll say, let's go back to enemies. And cannon. On collision with tile map. On collision with a bullet, or cannon bullet on collision with artifact wall. That should do it. Actually, Tim Vanish says Ghost is talking. Yep. Tim is actually working on Sanctuary. This is Tim's ghost working on Philophobia. Starfire, what's up, dude? Welcome back to the stream, man. How are you doing? Okay, this is cool functionality. This definitely needs a Sound effect. Vincent, did Nightbot kick you? Nightbot suspended you. What did you do? Okay, I gotta get this fucking thing out of the way. I'm trying to test shit and it keeps killing me. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Tim, what's your plans on Sanctuary right now other than devlog? Okay, what happens if you go in here though? Do you just get pushed out? That's pretty cool. Go me. I'm such a genius programmer. I remember coding that actually, because it used to just freeze you. It takes your position, and if you're more to one side, it pushes you to that side. Okay, I really like this, because this will add some interesting stuff. And if we add in like consoles and stuff that will affect this, then it'll be interesting. You can like turn it off. We could also use this horizontally, I bet. Let me make sure it works horizontally. I think it does. The bottom should crush you. See, okay, so that's interesting. That'll work for ledges and stuff. I want enemies that do that. That'll crush you. But I want this for the more to control how the player moves. But I agree, things that like come down on you. There actually are enemies like that. They're called droppers. They hang out in the ceiling and they come at you. Excuse me. Sanctuary is, fuck man, that game. I don't know, I'm torn on that because like I feel like Philophobia needs to be completed. But I also feel like Sanctuary is a really good opportunity. Fucking I can't even survive my test levels. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like it can just drop you into danger like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that so far. But you can stand on the pixel. But I don't know about Sanctuary. I can't. Good man, give a game dev break a while. So I was getting pressed. No better way to get motivated than watching my favorite developer. He's not on, so watching you instead. JK. Good one. Start by, I'm glad you break. I'm sorry you got depressed, man, but it happens to the best of us. I hope you start making games again. Alright, so this is cool. So what can we do with this? I guess really what we should do, this should be here. Is it possible to offset the interval? You want some doors open while others are closed? Yeah. This has an offset that has a delay. I can add that to this too. A delay in the beginning. It wouldn't be too hard. In fact, I'll do that now. I'll just go with delay. because that's gonna be good. If hard effect compare instance variable if delay is equal to 0 or if delay is not equal to 0. So it starts the regular interval if delay is not equal to 0, but if delay, let's do this around, is equal to 0, starts a timer. If it's not equal to 0, then it still starts a timer, but it starts a singular timer called interval start. And then interval start. Actually, we could start this anyway, because even if a timer would be 0, it's still, I think. Renderiza, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. Alright, so this still works. Still works like normal, but if we add a delay, let's add a 0.75 delay. Oops, that's... Oh, what was that? I'm gonna save it because that was a freak out. So this should actually change in the middle. Oh wait, it doesn't work at all now. What the fuck? So let me go back to how I had the code first. Oh, that's what... Did the screen flash? It just went a little bit crazy. Wait, one has a delay. They shouldn't be at the same... Oh. Dot delay. K-pop, what up? There we go. I'm gonna make one quick change and I'm gonna trigger them immediately in the start so you can see them move. Bye everyone, screw you Nightbot. See you later, Vincent. That makes it interesting. It needs a sound effect for sure though, because without the sound effect it feels broken. You know what I'm gonna do too? Is expanded. Else if artifact wall compare height is less than or equal to 1. Artifact wall set visible to invisible. It toggles expanded, and then set visible. So that the door was blocking a light source, which was causing a platform to disappear. That was more interesting. Well, the door blocks the light source. This is supposed to disappear. Why is it not disappearing? Actually, let's do this in debug. Let me see what the height gets down to. Artifact wall. It gets down to less than 1. So why doesn't it disappear? Or actually, instead of set visible, you know what we gotta do? We have to set enabled, disabled. That should do it. Yeah, this disappears completely now. Although, actually, that's not that useful. I should just constrain... my level design to always put that next to something. Theme for Ludum Dare 42 is a light in the dark. Don't get me started on Ludum Dare themes. Actually, we gotta rerun this. He's kidding. The theme is not... They don't release it until the jam. How are you gonna top the gnome game in LD42? I don't think there's top in the gnome game, man. What the fuck was that? Did you see that? What is this? What is this little slug crawl? What the fuck is that? Stewart, what the fuck is that? Looks fine. Frame it and list it as a feature. Oh, now it's worse. Now you stay up there. What the fuck? Check it out. Your heart's a shield. This is really. But the difference is this is all a tile map and this is a sprite, so it could be interacting differently. I don't know. That's a weird bug. Whatever. I'll write it down, but I'm not gonna fix it tonight. Let me see. Weird corner fall slowly bug. Let's call it that. The weird corner fall slowly bug. What could cause it to be different? Shouldn't work the same. It should, but it doesn't. I mean, like I said, it is a sprite versus a time map, so there may be some technical difference there. Alright, so this is the cool thing about this stuff is we can make this too wide, can't we? And that way, looking forward to playing your game. Can't wait till it's on the market. Well, thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to getting it on the market because it spent way too much time on my hard drive and more people need to play it. Yeah, that's a weird... That's a weird bug. That's... Alright, I'm gonna stop fucking with it. Looks like the door has friction when it moves up, moves Stewart up as well. Does it really? I don't think it moves him up. He just kind of drops off. It seems like it stops working when the walls go up, and I don't know why. It works on both sides. Let's plan for the team jam. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be exciting. Alright, so... 4. I think you go up 5, so I think you can go that high. Let me see if you can get up there now. You can't get me. Okay, so these interval walls are pretty cool. I also like the self-destruct walls. Let me see. Self-destructing blocks. Gadget disappear. You see gadget move block. Gadget disappearing block. So let's add one of these in here. These are placeholders. But they should work. The art is not permanent, but they should work. I remember coding them. I gotta see where we're at with it. Fuck. That timing actually makes this pretty hard. Yeah, so they crack and they break. They're kind of hard to see though. And then they should come back. Yeah, they come back. So that's interesting. That'll create some time sequences, I think. What happens if I run into them from the side? Yeah, so you can still... So you can make like a wall out of them, I guess. Or something like that. Run, Stuart, run. Alright, so I gotta stop fucking with gadgets and start actually making stuff now. What happens if the cannon hits the breaking blocks? I don't think anything happens. We can see though. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. We can make whatever happen. Should the cannon disable it, you think? I don't know. Or should it... I think it should maybe stop it, because then you can kind of use it to your advantage. Or cannon bullet on collision with. Gadget disappearing block. Alright, let's see what happens if we disable it. I think it disables collision, so... Fuck, I missed it. I missed it. Alright, so now it goes through. And it only collides when it's full, so in the... So we can make some really interesting levels, I guess. Now that we have these two things. I need to make more interactable objects because the reflection needs to kind of like... The reflection of the bullets with your shield needs to do something other than just like keep you safe, because if it just keeps you safe, I don't really feel like it's super effective. Like I feel like it needs more of a utility in level stuff, if that makes sense. Puzzles, yeah, I don't want any hardcore puzzles, but I want some like aha moments, you know, like, oh, that's how you do it. So yeah, like, and I think they'll break up the pace too, because some of the levels are really fast and hardcore, and then I want to like slow down, like, oh, okay, this is how I make you think, and mix the two, you know. Like, I have levels later on. Let me show you kind of what I mean. Oh. Maybe I moved those. Yeah, I moved them. That's the bargaining back. Could you throw your heart and use it as a flare, light up areas behind you, or ahead of you? I tried aligning the light source on the heart and doing stuff like that, but what happened is since you can't see anything outside, attached to cannon, you can maybe invert the idea of the gadget disappearing block to appear if the heart bullet is reflected by the shield. Well, my idea for this is to have some kind of switch or something. Put a block up here or a switch up here. I could make it to where the player has to like reflect this at a 90-degree angle to hit the block or to hit the switch to turn on something. Didn't mean to jump on top of it. Okay, so I touched them all. Wait, did that not go out when I was standing on it? Oh, it does. It just takes a second. The clip section of the platform is back. Yeah, I added it back. Because there was a delay in when it started growing. And what I figured was, it's never going to be in the middle like this. There's always going to be some block with it. Like, so for example, it's always going to be like this, right? Like there's never going to be a point where I don't add something like that there. Hello, some random anima protagonist. Welcome to the stream. So you can't tell, it just looks like a block. So for example, there could be a switch back here too, and initially you just kind of gotta touch the wall to let the bullet go through, to touch the switch or something. So I just want to make all these objects interact with each other. Which adds, I think, some interesting stuff to the level, some emergent experiences, some systemic design. What music is this? Oh, is this playing recommended tracks? God damn it, that's how I got in trouble last time. Oh, this whole video is gonna be silenced because I think it's been playing random shit. Damn it, man. Let me go to settings. Spotify. Is this NCS The Return? No. It's by Naviro. Autoplay songs when your music ends. No, turn that off. Damn you. Spotify has a feature where when your playlist is over, it'll start playing other similar tracks. And I've disabled it because I have a specific playlist that only plays non-copyrighted tracks. But I guess it was enabled again. So, yay me. I'm gonna get in trouble again. My shit's gonna get silenced. And nobody's gonna be able to hear me talk. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with those little gadgets. We made them work pretty decent. I need to add... There's going to be Hart lasers. Stick with me there. The Hart lasers, I know that sounds... Tim, what are you doing? Why are you adding lasers? All of that was NCS, I'm pretty sure anyway. The thing is, I have a specific playlist, and I've heard all the songs in my playlist before. I didn't recognize that, so it could be, or it could not be. It's not worth the risk to me. That's a pain. Whatevs. I wish it was like a revenue split, like, because I'm producing content, right? I'm making all this content. If I use music, I don't think YouTube should give like all the revenue to that person or completely silence the video. I feel like you should be able to split it. Like I would gladly like share revenue to just keep the music in sometimes, rather than just give them all the revenue. I did. I know that specific song. I just forgot the name. Alright, well now we're safe because it's not going to play anything. So at least now I'm good. G-Man, I hope so. Thank you for that. Alright, so before... So let's add an object that we'll call... What happens when you use two copyrighted songs from different artists? I think they split the revenue. I don't know. There's a thing in YouTube where you can hit remove song, but what it does is it removes all the audio from that like 3 minutes or whatever. So it's kind of annoying because, you know, you watch it back and then it just goes silent and you can't hear me talking. But whatever. Not like it's much revenue anyway. It's like $5 or something like that, if that. But okay, so we did the doors going up and down. We did the blocks. Well, we didn't do these, but we made them work with the turret. What else do we need? I need the Hart discovery sequence, the awake sequence, Hart reflection levels. So we need to be working on the Hart reflection levels. But I don't feel like we should introduce this in the same level that would make you reflect something. It would be awesome when there's a media service that allows a file format with different audio tracks split for viewer control. And since if there's someone who's hard of hearing, they could turn off the music and turn up the rest of the audio. Yeah, that would be great. That would be really great. I'd prefer that. Because sometimes I feel like I like the music. I feel like it helps me work and concentrate. And I feel like it kind of fills some of the dead silence on the stream sometimes. But not everybody's a fan of it. So I would love it if they could control their own music. Or even to where I wouldn't have to have, you know, they could just disable my music, listen to their own. Because I do that on streams that don't play music. Sometimes I'll put their stream on and I'll put music on. Feels like I'm hanging out with people. Alright, I think that's the end of our dev stream today, though. We're going on 4 hours. That's usually my stream time, and I keep drawing blanks, man. I don't know why, but hopefully next time I'll be more on this. I gotta do like an idea generation session and just get all the ideas out so that I could just do the work and not have to think about what to do. But I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you watching the game. Don't forget, if you want to see me speak, I'm speaking at the Business of Indie Game Conference on the 24th, which is in a few days, and it's completely free to enter, and there's all these lovely, beautiful people that you can learn from. So make sure you join businessofindiegames.com. Boom. If you're not a member of GDU Elite, make sure you join. We got the awesome stuff. We got awesome, cool stuff. Game Dev Underground, so check that out. But I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I'll see you next stream. I'll see you in the Discord. See you later, everybody.
So I guess I'm one of them. Don't you